Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to my basic to advanced full Shaman guide slash tutorial. So today I'm going to show you all the basics of the Shaman, and then we're going to get into a long list of all the more complicated moves that you guys can do. I'm going to break it down for you guys so it's nice and easy to digest, and you can basically just look at everything in real time. Now keep in mind, I'm playing on PC with an Xbox controller, so whatever I say, if I say like X and Y and stuff, just convert it to whatever platform you're playing on. And I will be showing you everything against level 0 and level 1 bots, just because it's way easier to talk and get the information across without, having to worry about these level 3 bots, because they're quite insane lately. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? Alrighty guys, so we are here with the Shaman, and now I'm going to go through and tell you guys how everything works. Then we'll get into all the combos and stuff. So first of all, like every other assassin, she has the reflex guard, so it only stays up for like, a second and a half, not permanently. Keep that in mind. She has a normal deflect, which I'll be showing you guys later on. Now she has this thing called blood trance, okay? Now, while the opponent is bleeding, she enters this blood trance sort of phase, and she heals on every strike. So every light attack you do, every heavy attack you do while their target's bleeding, if you hit them, you will heal. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is for any time the target's bleeding, okay? So if you are versing someone and there's another peacekeeper on the team and she puts a bleed on the enemy, you will heal every time you hit that enemy. Same if someone uses the sharpened blade feat, okay, and they start poisoning people all over the place, you will heal every time you hit anyone who's poisoned. And that is pretty goddamn cool. But this is the main thing that you're going to be using once you get people bleeding, okay? It's called Predator's Mercy, and this is the thing where you basically dive back, you jump on them, and you bite their neck, rip them apart, and then you will heal up a whole bunch of health, and of course you'll do damage to them. I think it's like 1.5 bars worth of damage, and you'll heal yourself a bunch as well. Now there is another move called Wildcat's Rage. Now this is a move where basically you dodge forward or back, okay, and then you can dive forward. It's like a leaping heavy attack. Now if you go for the Predator's Mercy, the one where you jump on them and you try and bite their neck, if you miss that, you can immediately go straight into a Wildcat's Rage. Now for the mix up here, it says while running, Predator's Hunger and Predator's Mercy can be cancelled into Wildcat's Rage. Now the thing that's interesting about this is the while running part, okay? So we have Predator's Hunger over here. This is the one that you can do when they're not bleeding, and then once they bleed, you go into Predator's Mercy. But Predator's Hunger is basically you pull forward or back on the movement stick, okay? And you dodge forward or back, and then you just hit guard break, so X in this case, and it looks like this. So forward guard break, boom, and you'll do this dive forward, you'll smash into them, and you'll knock them back and do a stamina drain. Now of course you can do this backwards, so if you dodge backwards and then X, you'll go into that as well. Now the really interesting thing about this is that you can basically run a fair distance while you're doing this. So if I run all the way over here, I'll lock onto her. If I do it now, she'll run for ages and then she'll dive into them. So what this means is while you're running, so that initial period where you're running up to the target and getting ready to smash into them, at any point you can cancel that into a Wildcat's Rage, and it looks like this. As I'm running towards her, at any point I can cancel that into a Wildcat's Rage by just holding down the heavy trigger. You can choose to dive backwards if you want, but as you're running forward towards them, you can do that, boom, and you can cancel it into that Wildcat's Rage. So it's a good way to sort of just mix it up. They think you're going to come in for that bash, they're most likely going to try and dodge, and then instead you hold it for a second, because when you do the Wildcat's Rage, you can hold it for as long as you want. I'm holding that right now, and you can also do it in any direction you want. So if I was to let go on the left, boom, I'll come flying in from the left. If I was to do it from the top, boom. So that is how you do that mix-up. Now, of course, any of these, your Predator's Hunger, Predator's Mercy, Wildcat's Rage, can be cancelled with a feint, okay? So if I was to do the Predator's Hunger, okay, so it's a dash back into a guard break, and then all I need to do is feint by pressing B, and it looks like this. So back, guard break, B, okay? And you can feint it. Same with Wildcat's Rage, dash backwards into a heavy, and then you just feint that, okay? So dash back, heavy, feint. It's pretty damn cool. It's a good way to mess with people, and then I'll show you some more combos of this later on, but you can basically cancel it and then go into a feint and a guard break. So you can do the whole dash back, heavy, feint, guard break, boom, and you get a free guard break if they're not expecting it. So the next one is these chain starters, okay? So you have Bile Omen over here, which is basically just 2 heavies. Now your Wildcat's Swiftness, your Wildcat's Rage, and your Wildcat's Pounce, which are the ones all the way down here. All 3 of those can basically start that Bile Omen move, okay? So you can land any one of these heavies, and then you can follow up with that second heavy if you want. Now the next one, which I really love, is you can cancel any heavy, okay, into a guard break. So if I just go for a normal heavy, I can cancel that into a guard break, which is pretty damn cool. Now, one thing to keep in mind about her heavies as well, if you do a heavy from, say, the right side, any heavies that you finish in the left stance, okay, will be unblockable. So if I do a heavy from the right, heavy from the left, that will be unblockable, and it's not, you don't have to hold it down, okay, but it does have a delayed timer to throw people off. If I do the top, as long as I finish that heavy in the left hand side, it will be an unblockable one. Now, like I said, you can cancel any heavy at any point into a guard break. So I can go heavy from the right, unblockable heavy, cancel guard break. Okay, and that's simply just by pushing guard break, you automatically cancel it. So if I do a heavy from the top, hit guard break, boom. Now keep in mind, you have to do the guard break pretty quick, okay? It does have a little bit of leeway, but you can't just, you know, heavy and then guard break. It's not going to work. You pretty much have to go heavy guard break, okay? So you have to do it at the startup phase. Now you do have a little bit more leeway with the unblockable heavy because it has a bit of a longer startup phase. So that is that one. Now at the same time, any heavy finisher can be cancelled by dodging, okay? So if you just do a normal heavy and then try and dodge, it's not going to work. So if I also do a heavy here and then the unblockable heavy, I can dodge backwards, okay? If I want to do the heavy and then unblockable heavy, dodge to the left, I can do that. So whenever you do a heavy finisher, which is pretty much the last heavy of the chain, at any point you can dodge out of it, okay? So heavy, boom, and then dodge. Remember, if you're doing the non-unblockable ones, you have to be pretty quick on the dodging and the guard breaking because it's at the short startup phase. Mountain Lion's power is pretty much what I just said. So if you finish any sort of heavy on the left-hand side, it'll become unblockable. Now, Good Blood Omen. So basically all this is, it's like the Shinobi, okay, and the Orochi. So the Orochi with the top lights, if you land the first one, you will get a free second one. They can't do anything about it. Shinobi, if you land, you know, a side light, you can get a free one. Same thing for the Shaman, okay? So if you land the first light, you get a free light to follow that up. And that is from any side. As long as you do the second light at the same direction that you did the first one, once you land it, you'll get a free one. So light, boom. Light, you're good. So the next one we're going to look at are the throw shortcuts, okay? So you can basically throw someone and then go into a Wildcat's Rage, you can go into a Predator's Hunger or a Predator's Mercy. So the way this works is when you throw someone, okay, you can go straight into a Wildcat's Rage, okay? The way you do that is you basically just guard break, throw them with another guard break in whatever direction you want to do, and then follow up with that heavy. You can do the exact same thing with the Predator's Hunger. So if I guard break, throw, and then guard break again, I'll dive in and I'll smash them. That is really goddamn good for ledging people. So if there's a ledge over here to my left, okay, what I can do is I can guard break, throw them, and then go into that Predator's Hunger. Before they can recover, they've already been smashed, and you can push them a fair distance. And then, of course, once you have them bleeding, you can then follow up into a Predator's Hunger. So that looks like this. So you basically get them bleeding, okay, you guard break, you throw them, and then straight into that Predator's Hunger where you dive on them. It's just a guard break. You'll dive on them and do all that cool shit. So those are the throw shortcuts. Now, her zone attack is pretty much like the Berserker, okay? So if you do it, boom, boom, you do 4 hits. Now, you can cancel your zone attack by pressing the feint button after the first 2 hits. So if I go zone, 1, 2, feint, boom, and you'll stop it. Now, there's a move over here which I'll be showing you soon. I may as well show you it now, called Raven's Bile. So the way this works is, okay, if you're doing a heavy attack or a zone attack, you can basically light attack in any other direction or the same direction, and you will do a bleed light attack, okay? So if I do a heavy attack followed by a light in this opening phase, I will do a light bleed. Once again, heavy light, you'll do a bleed. Now you can change up the direction. Heavy to the top, light to the right, I bleed. Now you can do the same thing for the zone attack. So after the first 2 hits, instead of pressing the feint button to cancel it, you can basically press a light attack in any direction and you'll do a bleed. So zone, 1, 2, light attack, boom, and you chuck a bleed out there. Now remember, you can change this up. So if I do the zone, which will always come from the left, I'll then light attack to the right. So zone, 1, 2, and then light attack, and it'll come out the other side. And then of course, once they're bleeding, you can do your Predator's Hunger, which is the thing you're going to be doing a shit ton, and you can just start eating people. Now, one thing to keep in mind about the Predator's Mercy, okay, if you land the Predator's Mercy, when you're out of stamina, not only will you heal yourself, not only will you do damage to them, but you will regain all of your stamina, which is pretty damn cool, and you'll see that later on. So that is all the hero-specific moves, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys all the moves and how to do them, and then we're going to get into all of the actual combos that I'm going to be showing you, which is the advanced stuff. Now, please keep in mind, it is currently raining. I think you might be able to hear that. Forgiveness, please. But the first one we're going to look at is the Blood Omen. So this is basically just 2 light attacks into a heavy attack. Now keep in mind, your second light attack is free from the same side, so you want to do it from the same side. Normally what you do is 2 light attacks, 1, 2, and then just a heavy. Now the best way to do this is 2 light attacks to the right and then a heavy to the left. So light, heavy to the left, you get that unblockable. And then of course later on we can feint it, we can do a whole bunch of cool shit with it. But once again, you just want to make sure that your first 2 light attacks are from the same side, and then you want to do a heavy from wherever you want. So light, and then a heavy from the right, or light, and then a heavy from the left for that unblockable. The next one is the Bone Omen, okay? And this is basically just a light attack followed by a heavy. So just light, heavy. Remember, any heavy from the left-hand side will be unblockable. Light, heavy, boom, okay? Just keep changing it up whichever way you want to go. And then we have the Baal Omen, which is just 2 heavies. So 1 and then 2. Boom. Now remember, the unblockable heavy is only when you finish a heavy on that side, okay, from a chain. So if I was to do a normal heavy here, it's not going to be an unblockable, but the second one will be. But basically that one is just 2 heavies, whichever direction you want to go. Boom. So the next one is the Predator's Hunger, which I already showed you guys, but it's pretty much you dash forward or you dash back and then go guard break. So dash back, guard break, boom. Dash forward, guard break, boom, okay? You'll do stamina drain, you'll push them back. It's pretty cool. It's really good for legend people. Predator's Mercy is the exact same move, okay? So dash forward, dash back into a guard break, but they have to be bleeding, okay? And boom, you'll jump on them and you'll basically rip their throat out. So the Raven's Claw, the way this pretty much works is you just do the light attack bleed after any chain, okay? So if I was to do the 2 lights into a heavy, so light, light, heavy, lands, and then light attack, it'll go into that bleed. Now keep in mind, you can do that bleed from a different direction as well. So if I go light, light, heavy attack, and then bleed from the other side, it will bleed from the right side. The whole point of this character is you want to get them bleeding, because once you get them bleeding, then you not only heal yourself, but you can jump on them and do a whole bunch of crazy shit. So you want to be putting in these Raven Claws and these Raven's Bales in between everything to try and get them bleeding. Now the next one is the Raven's Bale, which I showed you. So basically you can cancel a heavy into a light attack bleed, okay, and you can do that from whichever direction you want. You can do it from the top, into the side, right side, to the left side, whichever way you want. And remember, you can do that from that zone, okay? So after the first 2 hits, hit the light attack and you'll bleed. Raven's Beak, which I will show you very, very soon, which is the deflect into the bleed. Now, the next one I'm going to be showing you guys is the Wildcat Swiftness, okay? So this is just a dodge to the left or the right into a heavy attack. And it looks like this. Boom. And you go the other way. So whichever way you want to go, just do it. And of course, you could see I was healing myself there because she was bleeding. So it's just whichever direction you want to go into a heavy attack. Then of course there's a Wildcat's Rage, which like I said, it's just a dash forward, a dash back, whichever one you want to do. And then you want a heavy attack and you can change which direction you want to go to. So most people, whenever they have one of these, it's just a dash forward into a top heavy. But the great thing about this is you can go whichever direction you want. So if I was to go dash back and then hold it, I can go right. Dash back. If I want to go left, I can go left with this heavy. It's fucking amazing because you can choose where you want to go with it. And then we have Wildcat's Pounce. So this is basically just when you're running around in non-guard mode and then you just go for that heavy. So we're running around. I also love how she runs, and like if you turn corners, she like half trips and stuff. And then you basically just heavy attack, boom. So that is the Wildcat's Pounce. Now we're going to get into all of the advanced combos here. It's going to get pretty long because there is a lot to do here, but I will go through everything for you. So that was the basic stuff. Now we're getting into the hard stuff. Now there's one very important thing for you all to know. If you go for a guard break and you go for that heavy and then light cancel that into a bleed like this. So guard break, heavy, light cancel, bleed. The light cancel bleed can be blocked, okay? It's not a 100% guaranteed thing. I have had some people block this, but it's very hard for people to block. So there are going to be some chain moves I'm going to be showing you which do involve that move. And although it isn't guaranteed, it is still something worth doing from time to time, because if you do land that bleed, then it kicks into overdrive and you're able to jump on them and just fuck them up. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that one. Now, one of the first things I'm going to show you is if someone's near a wall or a ledge or something, okay, what you can do is you can go for that Predator's Hunger to knock them into the wall and you get a wall splat. Now, you only get the one heavy, okay, but still, a heavy's a heavy. So smack him to the wall and then you get that free heavy. Now, the first law of chains I'm going to be showing you are revolving around the double light attack. So the first one is you got 2 light attacks into an unblockable heavy, and then you want to cancel that into a guard break and then a heavy, okay? So it's 2 light attacks, boom, boom, unblockable heavy, guard break, and then just a normal heavy. That's the first one. Once again, 2 lights, unblockable heavy, guard break, and then just heavy. Now, keep in mind, you only get that second heavy as long as they don't counter guard break it, but usually they'll be freaking out because you're throwing this unblockable at them, and then, you know, they might fuck up the counter guard break. Now, the next one is the exact same thing, except that heavy at the very end, you're going to cancel that into that light bleed. So, 2 light attacks, okay, unblockable heavy, so guard break, and then cancel that into a bleed. Now, keep in mind, you want to cancel that bleed into a different direction. So, you want to do 2 light attacks, unblockable heavy, guard break, heavy, and then bleed. Now, they can block that. It's very hard to do, and it's, you know, it's sort of like a 50-50 for them, but if they don't block it, then of course they're bleeding and you can start jumping on them like so and start eating their faces. And now the last one is pretty much that move. So you want to go 2 light attacks, okay, unblockable heavy, guard break, heavy, bleed, dodge backwards, and then go into that Predator's Mercy. So one thing to keep in mind, it's very important, okay? If you go for that guard break, heavy into that bleed, and then you just try and go for the Predator's Mercy, it won't work. You'll just guard break them. So you need to make make sure that you time that dodge backwards perfectly. So, once again, 2 light attacks, light, light, unblockable heavy into the guard break, heavy, feint to the bleed, dodge backwards, and then back into that Predator's Mercy. Now that combo was pretty damn cool, and the only thing that will pretty much fuck it up is if they counter guard break or if they manage to block that bleed, but if you get the whole thing off, they're pretty much near dead. So the next advanced move we're going to be doing is the heavy into a light bleed cancel, back dodge into that Predator's Mercy, okay? So this is instead of the, you know, light attacks and that sort of thing, you just go heavy, cancel into that, dodge backwards into that Predator's Mercy, and you can jump on people. So you're kind of feinting with that light, okay? So you're going for that light bleed, dodging backwards into that Predator's Mercy. Once again, they can block the bleed, that will fuck you up, but apart from that, if you get it off, they're fucked. Now the next one is the good old standard heavy feint guard break into a heavy. Once again, you just want to get the timing on that, nice and quick, and then we're going to be doing the exact same thing, except once again, instead of that heavy, you're going to cancel it into the bleed and go into the Predator's Mercy. So, heavy feint guard break, heavy bleed, dodge backwards, Predator's Mercy. Now the beautiful thing about this is you can go through whichever combo you want, okay? You can just do the first one, you can do half of it, the full thing, whatever you want to do, you can do it, which is quite cool. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the heavy into the light bleed cancel, and then you're going to basically dodge either side and do a heavy. So it looks like this. Heavy, light bleed cancel, dodge, heavy. Okay, just like that. Heavy, light bleed cancel, dodge, and heavy. So you can do the exact same thing with the Wildcat's Rage as well. So you can heavy, light bleed cancel, dodge backwards into that heavy. Okay, and remember you can do that heavy from whichever direction you want when you're doing Wildcat's Rage. Now this one is very, very, very hard to time properly, okay? But when you manage to do it, it overwhelms people and kind of fucks them up. So the way this one works is you heavy, you light bleed cancel, you dodge to the right or the left into a heavy. Okay, you then dodge backwards and then go into Predator's Mercy. Heavy, light bleed, dodge to the right, boom, dodge backwards, and then Predator's Mercy. Now you gotta make sure you get the timings right on that, okay? If you fuck up the timings, your person, you know, she's just gonna stand there and not really do anything. Alright, so the next one we're gonna be looking at is the zones. I already showed you the one where you do 2 zones and then you basically light bleed. Now the follow-up for that is you do your zone, okay, light bleed, dodge backwards, and then Predator's Mercy, which is the jumping on them, eating their face. Next one is you do the zone, okay, and then you want a heavy feint guard break into that heavy. So zone 2, heavy feint guard break, and then just a heavy attack. Now once again, this one isn't guaranteed, but it's another one you can do. So you zone attack, okay, you want a heavy feint guard break, heavy into that light bleed, dodge backwards into the Predator's Mercy. I'm out of stamina, doesn't matter though, because like I said, you get all your stamina back if you land that thing. It's crazy as fuck. Now keep in mind, you want full stamina before you do this one, because you will run out of your stamina once you do the whole combo. So it's zone attack, okay, heavy feint guard break, heavy bleed, dodge backwards into that Predator's Mercy. You're out of stamina, doesn't matter, yoink. Now the next one we're going to be looking at is the Wildcat's Rage back dodge, okay? So this one is you're just going to cancel it with a feint, and then you're going to go into a guard break. Dash back, heavy feint, guard break, heavy. And I think you all know where we're going to go with this. Okay, so you want to dash backwards, you want a heavy feint guard break, and then heavy light bleed cancel out, okay? So dash backwards, heavy feint guard break, heavy light bleed cancel. And then of course we're going to follow that up with a back dodge and then a Predator's Mercy. So dodge backwards, heavy feint guard break, heavy bleed, dodge backwards, Predator's Mercy. So those are all the Wildcat back dodge ones, which are pretty damn cool. And then we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time with the Predator's Hunger, which is that one. Now you got to remember, you got to be really damn quick on canceling these with your feint. So Predator's Hunger, feint, guard break, and then the normal one's heavy. Okay, Predator's Hunger, feint, guard break into the bleed cancel. And then Predator's Hunger, feint, guard break, bleed cancel, dodge back into that Predator's Mercy. And that is pretty much it for all the advanced combos, okay? There is a whole lot you can do here. Her playstyle is really quick, okay? And it's really ballsy, but you got to pick your timing with it. Now, keep in mind as well, you want to make sure that people are bleeding. You want to get as many bleeds down as possible. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in quickly against a level 1 bot to show you guys how the deflect works. And then that is the end of the video. So, I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, so we're here against a level 1 bot. Now, I forgot to show you the max out stamina punishment, which I'll show you right now. All that is you do your Wildcat's Rage into the unblockable left side heavy once you throw them on the ground, which I'll show you that now. Now, keep in mind as well, you don't need to dash forward first to do that. All you need to do is throw them, you go right into it, into that unblockable heavy. Because remember, you can follow up your throws with the Wildcat's Rage. So once again, for the max damage you can get from throwing someone on the ground when they're out of stamina, drain them of all their stamina, guard break, throw them straight into a heavy attack, and then a left heavy for that unblockable. Now, the next one I'm going to be showing you is the Raven's Beak, okay? So this is basically the deflect. So you want to dive in and then light attack, okay? dive in, light attack. So you want to make sure that you do it at the very last second. I have a full video going over how to deflect, and it goes in depth with everything, so you guys can check that out. I'll leave that in the link down below if you don't know how to deflect properly, but it's basically the exact same as the Peacekeeper. Dive in last second and then just light attack for that bleed. Boom. And then of course you'll be healing every single time you land an attack after that. Now, one thing I want to get straight before I finish this video, okay? I see so many people calling the Shaman so many weird names. It's not Shaman, okay? It's not the Shaman. It's Shaman. Shaman, okay? It's a Shaman. Just wanted to put that out there, okay? It's a Shaman. But that is it for this full guide slash tutorial, guys. Like I said, I got all the basic stuff there for you. I got all the advanced stuff. If you need to know how to deflect, I'll put that video down below. And I really do hope this video helped you out. I sat there for hours last night trying to, you know, everything out and just playing my heart out with this chick. I really fucking love her. And I want to tell you right now, I am so goddamn torn between the Aramusha and the Shaman, okay? I want to play both because they're both really goddamn fun. But keep an eye out for my Aramusha guide that is coming out as well over the next couple of days. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and please let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the Shaman so far if you had a chance to play her? And what did you think about this video? I would love to hear from you all. And please share this video around. It does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.